This is your opportunity. This is your moment.
YPR Radio.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy E.T. Welcome to another edition of YPR Radio. I'm excited. All right, we got a special Felipe. We got a special edition of YPR Radio. Let's just start here because there are a lot of people who transition from doing something they hated to a great company like Verve. Your story was a little different. You weren't necessarily doing something that you hated. Tell us what you were doing before you came, because you went from good to great. So talk to us about that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I started as a personal trainer, so I was in the health and wellness industry. I got into fitness management where I was training, developing other trainers. And the second I saw this concept, I saw energy drink, and that got me a little bit skeptical because in our background, they're not really good for you. But, I did my research on the company, love what I found. But I got to be honest, I mean, obviously we talk about Verve a lot. When I saw the body, I saw Chris Powell, that really opened up my mind because that guy is, he's second to none. And training, obviously, my background, it's important, but you cannot out-train a diet, right? Diet is so important. And so when I saw that the body line with the app, gave everything that everybody needed to be healthy, and that's what I'm passionate about is health. I took a close look at this company and what it had to offer, and when I saw the business, it was game over for me.
Yeah, I'm if you don't mind, I'm hearing like this, this thing in your background. Being from Detroit, I crossed the border a lot, so I'm used to hearing, a different little accent. So if you don't mind, you don't sound like you're from Phoenix. Where you from?
Well, I'm originally from Brazil, but I live in Toronto, Canada, so I'm representing Canada and our YPR Lions.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. So you went from something good, to something great. What happened? Was it a billboard? Was it a magazine? What was there an individual? What happened for you?
Well, it was the #1 way to market anything, word of mouth. It was one of my clients, actually, Rick and Judy Duke. They're Start Platinum with the company right now. It just went executive, actually, this past week.
Wow.
So I'm real excited. They're my mentors. He kind of just showed up to one of my sessions one day, drinking these products, and his performance, went through the roof. So obviously, as his trainer, I wanted to know more about what he was putting in his body, and that's kind of how it all started for me. It was those two literally changed my life.
Wow. So you said you're currently what?
Star exec.
And I didn't hear it. I need to hear it. Make some noise. Come on.
Star exec, but I'm making a big push to go presidential this week.
Oh, no doubt. And I believe that you'll do it. So talk to us. What has your experience been like? For some people, they kind of get in it and boom. And for other people, it's a little slower process. What's been your experience?
Well, for me, it was tougher. I'm not going to lie. I went diamond in 2 months, so I had initial success. Tried to reinvent the wheel a little bit, so fell flat on my face, obviously. Was stuck at diamond for, a good 4 or 5 months just because, Canada, we didn't have a huge YPR movement, so we didn't have a lot of systems. We didn't have a lot of credibility. The cars weren't out on the streets just yet, so we tried to leverage as much as we could off, Brad, Alex, all the people killing it here in the States. But it was pretty much, finding a couple people that we're gonna call on in a bit.
Absolutely.
That really changed the game for me. And I always say, you're 2 people away from the rest of your life, and 3 of them actually you're gonna hear from today. So that's how it all started with me.
So you're in new territory, and you guys are really, like you said, you don't have to reinvent the wheel because, it's a phenomenal system. It was more about exposure, and perhaps individuals in that area had not been exposed yet. But what would you say to somebody, pretty much in that same experience? They're starting it in a place where it hadn't been saturated yet, which really could be, in my, mind, really a positive thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So what would you share with those individuals?
If you don't do it, someone else will. You know what I mean? You talked about it a lot. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So the time is now. It's not tomorrow. It's not a week from now. You got to take advantage of it. And there's going to be people out there that are always going to tell you all kinds of things. And as the YPR Lions, our whole motto is, lions don't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. And sheep sleep. There's no time for sleep right now. We can sleep later.
Absolutely.
Lions eat. And so we just go hungry with this mentality of, if we accept other people's opinions, we'll accept their lifestyle. So we surround ourselves with people who have what we want or are going where we want to go.
Absolutely. Yeah, sleep is for suckers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Or people who want to be broke. And I don't think we're interested in either one of those. So let's talk about, because again, I'm fascinated how you were, because when you talk about personal training, that's a different mindset. You know, people are not just outwardly dedicated, you know, to the art and the discipline, but like you said, diet-wise. You know, so I'm curious to know, outside of, you know, just the financial benefits of this great company, I'm interested in what is the company, do you think, has done to develop you as a person? Like, you went from, you know, one level to the next. What has it done for you?
Man, I mean, this really is, we say this a lot, you know, personal development with a compensation plan. You know, before this, I was a totally different person. I'm not going to lie. You know, I was very stubborn. You know, I had a big ego. You know, if it wasn't, you know, if it wasn't my way, you know, it was the highway. And, you know, it was like if I had to, if my fist had to hit someone's face, man, that's what was going to happen. I would take people outside if, you know, if they wouldn't listen to what it is I had to say. But, man, this thing really changed my life. I started becoming more positive. I started studying, you know, personal development. I started studying Bob Proctor, you know, learned the whole law of attraction, and just developed this attitude of gratitude every single morning and before I went to bed. And, you know, when you're positive, you attract positive. And so my life literally changed. My relationships, you know, with my family changed. And, I mean, you can't put a price tag on that. I mean, you know, the paychecks, it's all secondary to, you know, to the person you become by reaching your goals.
Yeah. What would you say, because I know, let's be honest, when you took advantage of this opportunity, I know it wasn't 100% support. I mean, I know it might have been a close friend or, you know, a family member, but somebody had to say, like, come on, this is, Felipe, this is, I mean, you're leaving something good. You're giving up something, you know, and you're taking a risk on something that you don't know per se that is going to be more advantageous for you than what you were doing. How did you manage to get through that to get to Star Executive?
Yeah, I went through that a lot, actually. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I left my job, you know, making decent money, what I thought, right, back when I was 21. I was making like close to six figures. I had my own house at the age of 19. You know, I had, you know, cars, and, you know, I'm married and I have a daughter. And I literally, within 2 months, you know, within this company, walked completely away from that. And I was nowhere, you know, making the money I was making at the time, working my job. So, yeah, I got a lot of, you know, people, you know, on my back, on my shoulders saying, like, you're crazy, what are you doing? And I just use that as fuel. I mean, you know, I really learned that success is a mindset, and everything that's negative, you know, should be turned into a positive. And once I got away from being, you know, trying to prove people wrong and trying to just prove myself right.
Absolutely.
I took off. I took off, and now everybody's fully supporting me.
Good. And they probably want to join now.
They're on the team now.
Right, yeah. Right, absolutely. Yeah. That's how it happens, right?
Absolutely.
So let's talk about, you know, my biggest question, you know, because I think this is the heart of why we do what we do. And if we want people to transition from where they are to where they need to be, they need to know from us that we're passionate, that we have a drive, that this thing, you know, is not something that we're going to be doing for a couple months. Because that's what the thing is. They're like, if I join your team, like, is this something you're going to be doing for 6 months, something you're going to be doing for a year? And if I make this large investment, you know, is it going to be advantageous? So what would you say, you know, your why is? What is the thing that wakes you up, that drives you, that moves you to do what you're doing?
I could spend some time on this one. I mean, I probably have to answer it in two parts. I'll start with, you know, my parents. You know, for me, family is everything. And, you know, I pretty much watched my dad, you know, typical Brazilian, you know, work his butt off his entire life, you know, slaving for someone else's dream. And, you know, he complains a lot. You know, he hasn't gotten a raise in a few years. And I know just as a kid, you know, being, you know, heavily involved in sports and all that, he wasn't always around, which was important to me. And, you know, I just want to be able to, you know, I have it all planned out, actually. I'm holding the vision right now. I'm going to be able to do it at the end of this year, actually. And, you know, just walk right into my dad's work and fire his boss, fire my mom's boss, and, you know, have them just enjoy their life right now, because I don't believe that they need to work, you know, until they're 75 in this economy. And then, you know, the second part to that is obviously, you know, I have a daughter. You know, she just turned 2 years old. Her name's Everly.
Wow.
And, you know, that's my heart. That's everything to me. So just to be able to, you know, wake up and take her to school, you know, pick her up from school, you know, take her to gymnastics, dance. Like, I just want the time freedom to be able to enjoy, you know, her growing years. Somehow, like, you know, unlike my dad was able to, you know, wasn't always able to be there, right? So, you know, once you know, every morning I wake up, you know, and I think about, you know, my why. I have it all written down. I think about my daughter. And every night before I go to bed, there's nothing that anyone can say to me. There's nothing anyone can do to me to deter me from making this thing happen, because you're talking about my daughter right now. You know what I mean? And so when you have like a deep enough why, deep enough reason, man, everything that's negative is quickly a positive.
Absolutely.
Everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely. Yeah, I used to have a 2-year-old Y. Now my daughter's 15, and it's a lot more expensive Y. Yeah.
I bet.
The Y is a lot more expensive.
Yeah,
She's a freshman, finishing her freshman year in high school, and so I don't know what happened this year, but there was a fashion transition that took place. She went from being, this basketball girl to now a Beyonce lookalike.
So, you're in trouble now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I feel you with the Y, and the daughter. So. Wow, that's great. So let's talk, because one of the great things about this company is not just what it does for us, but you mentioned, a lot of those people who were skeptical at first are now part of the team. And it's a joy not only to succeed, but when you see other people living their dreams, and walking out their realities. I mean, it's a great feeling. So before we go to your guest, kind of explain what it's been like, Felipe, to, have other people a part of your team.
Oh, man, I mean, if you're going to go to the top, you want to go there with people that
Absolutely.
you love,
Absolutely.
your friends, your family. And that was my whole intention, day one was, to take this to the people that I love the most, because, I mean, the top is very lonely up there. Most people don't make it up there. So, you want to be surrounded with people that you love being around every single day. And,
Absolutely.
The three people you're about to hear from, by no means were they skeptical whatsoever. I mean, I owe these guys my entire reason for really being here right now with you, sitting next to you, because these guys have been with me since day one.
Wow.
And they held the vision with me when no one else did, back in Canada. So I'm so pumped to be working with my friends right now.
And your first guest is
my buddy Chris Messenger. He just went executive, probably going presidential,
wow.
With me next month. And
wow.
This guy single-handedly, changed the game for me. I mean, if it wasn't for this guy alone, I'd be in a really tough situation right now. I'm not going to lie. So I owe him everything, man.
Wow. Chris, are you there?
What's going on, ET? I'm here.
Chris, that's what I like. That's what I like. The passion, the energy. Chris, talk to us, man, because we've got Jeff and Paul left, and I know you're probably familiar with those guys. But Chris, I don't even know what to ask you, man. Just talk to us, Chris. What has it been like being a part of this company, man?
Like Phil said, man, it literally changed my life. 11 months ago, I was kind of in a negative spot. I was really stressed out. I was a high school teacher. I was running a business by myself. I really didn't have a lot of time for friends or family or none of that stuff. So Phil reached out to me and goes, Chris, this concept will allow us as best friends to really start, having more time with our family. And, that's the main reason why we do this. I look at my parents, struggle a lot my whole life in terms of them, trying to make sure that we had everything on the table for us and be able to play sports. And I really knew that they didn't love what they were doing, and that's the real reason that I do this thing. And it just allows me to retire my parents with Phil, and then to see that my mom cried when I quit teaching my teaching career, and I'm going to see the same thing happen again when she doesn't have to go back to work.
That's
so
right.
That's the main reason why we're excited, and we don't sleep on it.
No doubt, man. What would you tell other individuals, not just here in the States, but in Canada, and abroad? What would you tell them about this great opportunity?
I would just, tell people that, you really got to take a close look at it if you're checking out for the first time. Really, open up your mind to the concept. For me, I have a lot of people that were negative, but now it's just, a never quit mentality. I'll do whatever it takes for my team. I actually just came back from Australia today. I hit 3 cities in 6 days, no sleep, and I don't care if it's one person I'm talking to or a room of 100. You're going to, inspire people to do something with their life instead of settle like we know a lot of people do.
Yeah, wow, Australia, that's like a 24-hour plane ride there. Yeah, that's next level. That's next level. Well, Chris, man, thanks so much, man. I wish you guys the best. Felipe, we talked earlier on the ride here. I'm always in Canada. Toronto is that's my spot. I'm from Detroit, so that's like a 3.5, 4-hour ride. So let's do dinner, man. Let's hook up and drink some Verve, man. So I look to meet you soon personally, man. Good luck on that presidential.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Good. So we got Jeffrey next, man. Talk to us, man. Who is Jeffrey, man?
Jeffrey, actually, and Chris, actually, they both worked for me as trainers. Okay. So they have the same background I have. And, we all fired our boss pretty much. This guy's been with me from day one. I mean, he holds a similar story, daughter, which is everything to him. And I can't think of one person that deserves success more than this guy. I mean, I would literally work 24 hours, 25 hours a day if I have to make this guy succeed, because this guy has an amazing story, even from the product itself. Jeff, maybe you can touch on what the product's done for you, because I think a lot of young people don't realize how amazing this drink actually is. Yeah. So this guy literally, man, he's got the biggest heart you'll ever meet, and he's killing it right now.
Wow, Jeff, what's up, Jeff?
What up, BT? What up? How's it going, homie?
Oh, man, let me tell you something. It's going great. Felipe just, like, added another hour to the day. He said he worked for you for 25 hours. Like, he must be special. Like, he made up an hour for you. So we're excited, man. He talked about what has this product, Jeff, done? Because a lot of times we talk about the financial benefits of it.
Right.
We also talk about, you know, mentality-wise, how we've made that shift, that transition, being a part of this company. But very few people literally talk about the product itself and the impact the product can have. So share that with us, Jeff.
Yeah, sure, that's no problem. Right now, I'm at a home event with like 8 people right now, total strangers. But
Do work.
I'm open to share my testimonial. So, you know, growing up, life was tough. When I was 5 years old, I lost my right eye in an accident, and you know that was devastating to me and my family. And you know, as I've grown up, and I've always been prone to getting hit in the eyes. You know, and unfortunately, in 2004, here we go again. I got another bad accident. I got a beer bottle broken into my left eye, which is my good eye. And multiple doctors said, you know what, you're never going to see again. And you know what, that really hit me. And I'm thinking I'm going to be blind for the rest of my life. But, you know, after multiple surgeries in 2005, I slowly started to get my eyesight back. And in 2006, my princess was born, my pride and joy. That totally changed my life there. And I'm like, you know what, I'm not going blind ever again. You know, I just want to be able to see her. And I spoke to one of my other doctors, and I told him I've been taking Vima. And he says, yeah, like the omega-3s, the vitamins in there, you can't get that from your foods anymore, right? Because they're so contaminated. And I'm taking it in a natural form, so my body started to naturally heal itself and go back to its natural state.
Crazy.
Right? You know, the income is good and everything, but you know what? We all need to be supplementing, right?
Yeah.
So that completely changed my life right there.
Wow, it's a miracle. Me and BK need to talk. I need to get the patent to this right here. Wow, man, that is remarkable. I mean, you know, we've been doing this show for some time now. And I got to say, that's probably one of the most remarkable stories that we've heard. Wow, and that's just Jeff. We haven't even got to Paul yet. Jeff, man, hope to get an opportunity to meet you personally, man. I wish you guys as a team, you know, as a unit, man, I wish you guys the best of luck, man. So finally, we got Paul. Is Paul also on the squad? Was he part of the personal training?
No, he's not actually.
Right.
Paul's one of my young gunners. He's 19 years old, representing Brock University. Just picked up his Mercedes-Benz. He's 19 Platinum, and he's just killing it, man. This kid couldn't speak in front of like 2 people day one, and the way he's developed as a person, speaking in front of hundreds of people now.
He can drive 2 people in the
Now
Benz.
he can drive. Yeah, man, this kid is killing it, man.
Unbelievable. Paul, talk to us, Paul. What's the secret? What's the secret to your success?
Felipe, guys, I've been waiting 10 months to get on this show, man. Oh my God, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so fired up.
Thanks for being with us, man, and hopefully we'll see you in the chair soon.
Definitely.
Oh, for sure.
Good. Talk to us, man. Give us. I mean, I'm out of time. They gave me 5 minutes ago. So talk to me, Paul.
Yeah. All right, man. Started this whole thing 10 months ago. It's crazy. It really is true, man. The smallest decisions in your life can make the biggest difference. I remember getting a text message from my neighbor. I was watching Moneyball at the time. I was broke. Came out to an event, met Felipe. He had 26 people part of his organization at the time, and the information made sense to me. Like, seriously, it just quit. I quit my job 2 days into this thing. I still didn't make a dime. I felt like I was a millionaire as soon as I saw this thing because it just made sense, and I saw where this thing was really going. But one of the first things that I learned in this whole business, I say this to my team all the time, man, champions are made when no one's watching. Like seriously, when you're at night, 4 hours a night, like practicing your presentation, practicing speaking, like he wasn't kidding. I was so nervous the first couple times I was speaking, but now I'm so comfortable. I'm loving it. My confidence has gone through the roof. Life has just been great ever since I started this thing.
Wow, man. Congratulations to you, man. I hear the passion. I hear the drive. And I say it all the time. Like, it's one thing to have drive and passion, but if you don't have that machine, you know, if you don't have that system, it means absolutely nothing. And that's what BK and Vima, Verve have been able to do, is to really lay a solid foundation, put together not only an innovative, and remarkable product, but even strategy-wise, and just to see where this movement is going. I mean, every time I come, every 30 days when I get here, I was in Vegas just to see the movement and see young people have an opportunity that parents, some of our parents have never had. I mean, the opportunity was not there 40 years ago. The internet wasn't even there. Smartphones weren't there. And for you guys to be in an era where it's there, but you're taking advantage of it, You know, that's what's remarkable. So, Paul, hope to see you guys when I come up to Toronto, man. I wish you guys the best. And like I said, man, I hope to see you soon. All right, hey, I hope to see you in the chair soon, man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, no problem. Felipe, talk to us. We got to wrap this thing up, man. What are you saying? That guy who's having a hard time, the young lady making a decision, or that person who's in it, and you know they're not seeing the results. They just got started and not seeing it. What do you say to those individuals?
Look, I say this isn't a get rich quick. This is a get rich. It's just not a get rich quick. I mean, as young people, I don't really see another opportunity. That's how I made my decision. My back was against the wall. It's either, you know, I do what everyone else does and get what everyone else has, and everybody complains they never have enough time, never have enough money, or I do something different, you know, a 3 to 5 year plan where I never have to worry about money again. And so my advice is really understanding that, you know, success is a mindset and it's a journey. You know, it's not a straight line. It's a roller coaster. You're going to have to go through ups and downs, but it's how you get up, because failure is feedback. Like, I think a lot of young people, I mean, as a generation, we want everything to happen so fast. And, you know, the work ethic isn't there. So put in work. Outwork everybody above you. You want to get, you know, to where the people are above you, outwork them. It's just as simple as that. You know, don't go to bed at night. Honestly, like, how many hours of sleep you getting?
Man, I'm talking maybe 3-4 hours of sleep, man.
There you go. If you want to be, you know, an ET, if you want to be a BK, you know, you got to sacrifice. You know, you got to sacrifice right now so that you can enjoy later.
Yeah, and then when you go on those retreats or you do your, I mean, you can. I tell people all the time, Felipe, to schedule your sleep. You know, schedule it. Like, don't just let it schedule you. You have to schedule it. And you know your body. Somebody might say they need 5. But when you're up, man, take advantage of those hours. No video game. I'm just saying things that are not going to help you to be successful right now. And you'll have time once you succeed. You'll have time to have all the fun you want. You know, do everything. And I know so many young people who are part of this company. They get an opportunity to splurge. They get a chance when they have fun. I mean, Vegas, you know, that people get a chance to live it up. You know, San Diego, you know, traveling the world, seeing the world, meeting people. But they're not doing it at the expense of their future.
Right. Exactly.
So, hey, I mean, this is not, you heard it, the facts don't lie. You know, it's not about, you know, flash, it's about the cash.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's not about flash, it's about the cash. And this company, young people are doing it. It's not, you know, it's not just about making money, man. This is a movement. People's lives are being changed. I mean, we heard it. You know, people are doing things that they never thought they could do. So, for real, don't sit here and ask, should I do it? Like, make the decision.
Absolutely.
Make the decision to become a part of a phenomenal movement. Once again, I say it all the time, without struggle, there's no progress. And if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yep.
You know, if it was easy, everybody would do it. So it's not about being easy. It's about taking advantage of an opportunity of a lifetime and the lifetime of the opportunity. So once